Control flow statements, controlling the flow of information. So first of all, you need to know what a loop is. A loop is a statement which is written once, and you use it multiple times sequentially until some condition is met. Okay, so Swift has two types of loops. It has a for in loop and a for loop. So let's take a look at these two loops. So first one, for in loop. The for in loop allows you to go through each value of a collection, or a collection is also a set of items. Okay, so take a look at this example. You have you let max is equal to 10. So you have this value max, that's 10, and you do for number in 1 all the way to max. Okay, so right now it's going to go through each number from 1 to max, and max is 10. So it's going to go through number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Alright. If number %2 is equal to 0, now this is just an if statement, so you guys have already watched the videos, lectures about if, right? So if the number %2 equals 0, which means if the number is even, because anything that the remainder is 0 whenever you divide it by 2 is an even number. So that would print ln, so that would print to the console the actual number and say that it's an even number. And take a look at the print, the block, the command block that says prints the following: 2 is an even number, 4 is an even number, 6 is an even number, 8 is an even number, and 10 is an even number. Okay, so let me repeat here, this is very important. For number in 1 all the way to max. So as long as this is true, this is going to print the values. So it stops whenever it reaches the max, which is 10. Okay, so it goes from 1 to 10, and as soon as it reaches 11, it sees that 11 is not part, the condition is not met. Okay, the condition is false because the number becomes 11 and it's false. Okay, all right. Next one, the for loop. The for loop keeps executing the code within its curly braces until the condition is not met anymore. By not met means that it's false. Okay, so let's take a look at the example here. So as you can see, there's an initialization, a condition, and an increment within the for condition. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the statement has for the variable number is 1, so we're initializing a number variable, that's 1. The condition is number is less than 10, and then the increment is number plus plus. Now, for some of you that have not seen number plus plus before, this means that the number is going to get plus 1 every time. This is an increment, okay? So first, the number is 1. So it goes in the loop with the initialization, okay? So we get inside of the curly braces. So first, number is 1, and we have the code that executes within the for curly braces. So if number %2 equal to 0, just like the example before, we are basically testing if the number is an even number or not. So the first time it's going to be 1, so no, it's not going to be an even number, so it's just going to go through, then it's going to go again in the for loop, and it's going to be incremented by 1. Why? Because we have number plus plus, so the second time the number is going to be 2, and yes, it's an even number, so it's going to print. Then the very next time the number is going to be incremented again, it's going to be 3, and so on. So it's going to run the code, and again 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But at 10, what's going to happen here in this example? The number needs to be less than 10. Look at the condition. Number less than 10. So at 10, what's going on? The condition is not met anymore. Okay, so the condition is false, so it's not going to run the for loop anymore. And that's why in the print statement that you see at the bottom, it only prints 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, all right. So that's all you need to know for the for loop. Now there's another way of doing loops. It's called the while loop. You don't really need the while loop. It's nice to have. It's sometimes some people also use the while loop, so it's good for you to understand what it means. However, the for loop is all you need. You really don't need the while loop. Or if you want, you can just use the while loop and not use the for loop, because they both work. They both do the exact same thing. So what's the while loop? So the while loop keeps executing a block of code until the condition becomes false. As you can see, it's very similar in the wording as the for loop. So we start with the value iterator that's equal to 0, okay? And we say, while iterator is less than 5, we print to the console the iterator, and then we increase the iterator with 1, iterator plus plus. So what's going on here? As long as the iterator value is less than 5, this piece of code is going to execute. Now we know that this is only going to execute 5 times because it goes from 0, then iterator increases to 1, then to 2, then to 3, then to 4, then to 5. And at 5, the condition is not met because the iterator would be equal to 5, not less than 5. So it will only print iteration 0, iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, and iteration 4. Okay, and that's all you need to know